Hi, this is Jim Sleeveless broadcasting to you live from sunny suburbia. Now I'm sure you're all aware of this already, but our economy sucks right now. Despite that, our society's relentless, restless urge to consume, to obtain, to spend soldiers on regardless. We can't turn our backs on pop culture because we'd lose one of our strongest connections we have with each other. Office water coolers would go untalked around, entertainment companies would be driven out of business, and people would start thinking we're all iconoclastic serial killers. But we wouldn't know this because we don't watch CSI, NCIS, or Bones. So what can we do? I'll tell you. We can all become bargain bin hunters, pawing through the merch that the stores couldn't sell, getting our pop culture on the cheap. Clearance aisles, bargain bins, used bookstores, second-hand clothing shops. As long as we don't mind being behind in the times, we're golden. Toy Story 3 is just starting to enter the second and third run theaters, so it's the perfect fodder for your fledgling bargain bin hunter. But is it worth spending your hard-earned shekels on? Allow me to help you make your decision. First off, Toy Story 3 is a Pixar movie, so it can't be horrible. Then again, it does lose a few points for being a sequel. This is actually a pretty big deal since most of the plot is copy-pasted directly from the other two movies. The toys get separated from Andy's house with a strict deadline to get back, and other toys stage a daring rescue using their skills, a heaping dose of daring-do, and clever homages to your bog-standard prison escape movie. But a story is only as good as its characters, so how do they hold up? The classic Toy Story cast has been trimmed down to the bare essentials: Woody, Buzz, Slinky, Jessie and Bullseye, the Potato Heads, Rex, Ham, and those little alien Pizza Planet guys. All of Andy's other toys have been disposed of over the years, which must have been an incredibly traumatic experience for the ones who survived his purges. This situation touches upon that classic Disney theme: entropy always wins in the end. To put it better, no matter how close you are to others, the universe will split you apart. It might be through race, like in The Fox and the Hound, through social class advancement, like in Cinderella. Yeah, like she's ever going to see her friendly rodent pals again in the castle. Or through the simple power of people aging, like in Peter Pan, Up, and Toy Story 3. It's ghastly. To put it in terms of Toy Story, in the past two movies, the Bo Peep statue is basically Woody's girlfriend. We find out in number 3 that she was sold or given away years ago. Think about it. Woody and Bo had no control over it. To them, an omnipotent, uncaring authority just plucked them apart. Truly, in the Toy Story universe, humans are Cthulhu. I'm losing focus. Anyway, Toy Story 3. So the old characters are plucking along, trying to trick Andy into playing with them. But Andy's getting ready for college and only wants to take Woody with him. Anyway, the plot happens, and the toys end up meeting a whole slew of new characters. The most prominent new toy is Lotso Huggin' Bear. Psst, he's the bad guy. You can tell because he's the leader. Don't trust your leaders. This message paid for by Pixar Republicans. Yes, Lotso and his goon squad are the villains of the piece. To me, Lotso seemed too similar to Stinky Pete, the villain from Toy Story 2. Both were neglected by children, and both built up an autocratic, totalitarian government. I think I like Lotso better, though, despite Kelsey Grammer, because his ambitions were way higher, and he achieved a lot more. Pete's goals dovetail mostly with those of Al, the human villain, namely to acquire all the Woody merchandise and sell it to a museum in Japan. Pete is more of a misery Kathy Bates than he is a Huxleyan dystopianist. So in a way, Toy Story 3 is a more intelligent film than the other two due to its subject matter and references. It's also a much more sinister film, at least if you take it in context with current events. In the guise of a friendly prison escape plot, we find themes of torture or waterboarding, Mr. Potato Head in the sandbox, omniscient observation by the ruling party, the absolutely terrifying monkey at the security desk, brainwashing, Buzz's forced conversion to Lotso's side, which is also tinged uncomfortably with the idea of prison rape. Consider the Whoopi Goldberg-voiced octopus that restrains him while he tries to escape. Homophobia in every, and I mean every scene that features the Ken doll, and the most glaring one. A Spanish-speaking Latin lover woos the plucky, young, all-American cowgirl. I wonder how those scenes played in Arizona. Days after all women's, lynch 'em! So, is Toy Story 3 worth your time and money? Yeah. I mean, it's no Up or Wall-E, but it's a fairly smart film, and also one that you can take your kids, your little siblings, or your babysitting victims to, and not worry about them freaking out. Well, maybe in a couple of scenes. But if you're looking for a gateway back to the glorious days of the mid-90s when everything was clean, prosperous, and happy, you could do a lot worse than going to see Toy Story 3. I'm Jim Sleeveless, signing off.